Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Lifestyle Show here on What TV. I said it out loud from What TV, wherever it is you're watching us from. Thank you so very much for the consistency, the love. We love you guys so very much. I still remain your girl, EJ, and host for the show. You're welcome once again. So today, as usual on the show, we bring you basketball discussions. Basketballs. We scatter the chair each and every time you guys join us. So today on the show we'll be talking about the effect of westernization on the effect of Western music to African music. So with me in the studio today are two very special guests that are going to be helping me talk about it. One is a very beautiful person. We have Senza.
Hello. Hi, Jay.
Hi, dearie. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
God, I'm so excited. And then we have Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry is
a journalist and a producer.
Exactly. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you here with us. Thank you, guys. So, having introduced the two guests, let's begin, as we do it. So, people, the reason we want to actually talk about this very topic to begin with is there's this notice that, for a period of time now, our African culture, we would want to say, to a large extent, has been neglected. That's in terms of music. People have forgotten home. We now adopt Western cultures, okay? We've adopted Western lifestyle. And it's like we've forgotten that we are Africans. So I want to really understand, or we want to understand what is the reason behind this, what sort of inspired the change. Why did it happen? Okay, so we'll begin with, first of all, understanding what Western music is, and then understanding what African music is. So I'll begin with you, of course, What is Western music? Let's begin with Cesar.
What is Western music is? I think it's everything about music coming from outside.
Right.
Of Africa,
okay.
Actually.
All right.
So that's my point of view about it.
How about African music?
African music, it's it's the opposite, like everything, like literally everything coming from Africa.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay,
about
so
music.
So do you?
Well, I would say Western music is a drive. I'm using the word drive because there is a transition from period to period or from time to time.
Right.
So anything that is outside our context here is considered Western.
Western.
I mean, when we say West, we don't mean necessarily from the West, but just beyond Africa.
Right.
And African music, to me, since I'm an African, I would say is a natural way we communicate our culture through music, spoken words, drums, dancing, and languages and all that.
Yeah.
That's what I would categorize African music.
Right. All right, then. Okay, so having understood, what these two things are, let's now dive in. So since I would ask you a very peculiar question, do you think that media houses are to blame for the negative effect of Western culture on the native people? So this question has to, we are native Africans.
Yeah.
Right? So the negative drives that has been portrayed in music lately, should we blame the Western cultures for it?
Honestly, I don't think we should blame the Western culture.
Okay.
Because basically, when you see everything going on, like, you have to understand that everything Western, it's more appreciated here in Africa. It's sad. It's like,
why?
It's really, really, really
Why
sad.
do you think that is?
For example,
Right.
I've just released a traditional
Song? Yeah.
called Evalu.
Okay.
It's from my home country,
Okay.
like Kara.
Okay.
But
They're not buying it. Is that it?
it's not that they're not buying it, but they're not buying it like
The normal vibe.
like the vibes I used to release, like the one I did with Connie Gangster, for
Right.
example, the one I did solo. What is not traditional.
It's not appreciated.
No.
Why
Not
is
the
that?
same way? Like,
I think there's a complexity. I can look at it in both sides.
Okay.
It's either, first of all, the people don't understand the language clearly, or the language is not, I wouldn't say popular, because I've heard the songs of Finiki who are not from the southern part. It could be a context of language, which means if I don't understand your language, I may not be drawn to it. Some people do have preference, like she said already, everything Western is more acceptable to people than something from their home place. So apart from language, I can even talk about the fact that maybe her audience for the song may not be some particular, maybe it's not a Gen Z, it's for maybe people within a certain range, or targeting some particular people. Maybe the meaning of the word of the song, what is the meaning of the word?
Evalu?
Yes.
How should I put it?
There should be a name for it. You should have thought about it, right?
Our local language don't have a direct interpretation in
That's
so
what I'm like.
And
it's something about Evala.
okay,
What's
okay.
Evala?
I think it's a festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight
So
festival
maybe
from
people might be jamming to the song,
Yeah.
just maybe not in the locality where you are. Because those who really understand the song,
Yeah.
they will vibe more to it. But that demographic may not be the larger population of people who actually listen to much of the music. Somebody, for example, may be playing it on radio at home, but you wouldn't be there to see it. It wouldn't tick on the social media to see the number of likes, the number of followers, and all that. So you will feel like maybe it's not reaching out unless you hear somebody, or maybe in a rare situation, you hear somebody saying some words from your song. You'll be like, "Wow, I didn't know this song reached here." So it will get there. I'm hoping.
No, I'm getting it
there.
just right now when I just arrived.
Okay.
I just met a guy. He was like, "Oh yeah, Evalu." He said something about
see?
Evalu.
About the Evalu thing.
I was shocked.
That
Actually,
was social media.
Yeah,
so I think
I
I'm
was
not getting
shocked.
the outrage.
So we shouldn't blame the media house for any error.
I would say everybody has a part to play. First of all, media houses may not be able to promote some local songs because either with the artists themselves, not anything directly to it.
I am listening. Just go ahead.
Maybe the artists themselves or the management may not be putting much backing into it. Talking about backing, I mean airplay.
Okay.
People prefer nowadays to download songs for free. We have transfer apps that if I have the song, I can just transfer it to you. So in turn, maybe you are not making enough money from the song for you to be able to put more money to advertise the song. So when you come to me to play your music, and there is no motivation, I'm going to use the word, it might not ginger me to play.
When you say motivation, how do you mean?
Well, it could
Exactly, I want to get that.
Yes, I want to get it.
No, let's get... You mean the front and back motivation? Is that what we're talking about?
No.
That's the only motivation.
It is a word I'm going to leave to interpretation.
No. You need to be specific.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just going to give two examples. In some context, someone would want to benefit in a way such that it could be financial. Someone may also want to benefit in such that it could be a network. So, okay, I'll play your song. In return, you get me to know this person or to know that person.
Right.
For example, our director for the show is a musician.
Right.
He does music, he produces as well.
Right.
So in case she comes on the show like this, she might want to. Maybe he can convince someone to put her music on air. So it's like a give and take situation.
Okay.
That is just one side of it. The other aspect of it is that in case I'm a media house or a media outlet, I want to have that exclusive.
Right.
I wouldn't care if she gives me money or not. Maybe by she seeing that I have played that music on air or somebody telling her might even draw her attention to me, and then maybe something good might come out of it.
It happens.
A very typical example is Wasn't Me song by Shaggy. I actually watched a documentary on it. The guy was somewhere in Hawaii. He was bored that day, he didn't know what song to play, and then he went on, I think, Snap or something, I've forgotten the app. He downloaded the song and he was just playing it. All of a sudden, people started calling. But that was actually a song, according to Shaggy, that the production house didn't accept
Initially.
to put on the album.
Right.
Okay.
But that song became a vibe.
There should probably be a reason why the production house didn't accept it. It could be as a result of restriction to some things.
In that era, there were more politics to it, but since it's not the main cause,
Okay, so let's
I
not
don't want to
deviate.
get into it.
All right, now, so it's been established that we shouldn't blame media house for
Everybody
some-
has their part to play.
Everybody
Me, I
has
wouldn't
their,
blame media
them.
houses.
Okay,
No.
so I would have to come back to, you said something initially about the fact that our local cultures are not being appreciated, rather the Western cultures are. As an artist, why do you think that is, by the way? I mean, something drives this, right? it was
Like,
being.
I don't know.
Do you think it's because they say too much of everything is bad?
Yeah.
It probably may have begun as a result of this revolutionary trend African artists began projecting from early stage, where you see people that's international artists singing, and you see us, the what's it called, the Africans emulating them. Okay, we began singing their style of songs. It became a trend that at this very point cannot be stopped. So for instance, trap started with I don't know if I should call Olamide in Nigeria. He was the one that started this very mad trend. Then from Olamide, Fino sprang up, Dagreen sprang up. You know, people began doing it. Then we began having, there's this mad song, Legbegbe kind of songs that people were doing, do those mad Yoruba songs, and all that. Then it became a trend. Okay, people started doing it. Okay, it became something consistent that if your song does not have that style of that style, it is not being appreciated.
Never.
So do you think this thing you just said is as a result of that consistency of Africans projecting Western cultures? Do you think that's the reason people no longer buy our own style of songs?
Obviously, I can say yes, because it's just like fashion.
Right.
It comes to a point when you don't dress like, when you don't have a jean, like
the
baggy, you cannot make it to a party. Like, people will be laughing at you.
Right.
It's just the same thing with music. When you don't do things like people are doing, nobody's gonna listen to you. Actually, like,
how is that?
Why?
How is that affecting you now as an artist? Do you? Because you said something like, I think you said something initially. I stand corrected. You said, you kind of appreciate Western cultures, sort of, or Western cultures are being appreciated, and you think that's a trend. I think you said that initially from the onset of the show. So do you think that, would you say, do you appreciate it, like, currently? It's a new trend, of course.
Honestly, I do appreciate it.
So if you don't do it, it's more like you're backdated.
Yes.
Damn, man.
I don't think.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
You know.
For example, would you, if
yeah, sure.
if I put two of my songs,
Right.
if I put, for example, like, I don't want to go far. Let's just put Evenam and put Evalu. What would you pick?
I'm actually going to, I go for the Evenam.
So thank you. We're done here. We are done here.
Come on.
Like, for real, we are done here.
It's a more relatable kind of song. That's my point.
Duh.
But okay, fine. Do you agree with what she said, though?
Well, like I said early on, the blame is somehow.
Right.
The influence can be good, it can be bad. So I can't really quantify whether the influence is more negative than positive, if I can put it.
Okay.
But definitely there's a negative influence somewhere.
Right.
And those negative influence could be as a result of we ourselves, our view towards such Western music or entertainment, and the one they are imposing on us.
Right.
Because in some American movies, there come a time where some particular people are expected to perform some particular roles because if they don't do it, they wouldn't go to the next stage of their career or whatever they do. But in Africa, it's either when you go, somebody tries to draw you back. I don't know whatever means the person will use. So it is both sides. But whether we like it or not, I just want to go a little bit back.
Okay.
How many of us really know our prehistoric culture before the colonization? I don't think we do. After that, the same people who colonized us are the ones who wrote our stories for us.
And they are still the same people imposing their style of songs.
So for us to go all the way back, it's a long journey.
It's
It's a long journey.
Right.
When she said the two songs, Evenam and Evalu, you chose Evenam. I understand why you may choose it, but I may prefer to listen to both. There are certain songs in Yoruba I don't really understand, but I can jam to it. There are certain songs in Ivory Coast I don't really get the vibe, but it makes me move. So I think sometimes we have to go beyond the person just singing the song and look at the message the song has.
Right.
Do you get it?
That's why I will go with the.
Right.
He talked about the language.
Yes.
I don't think the language is important.
I think it's, people listen to beats now. This is what's going on in Nigeria. See, I'm telling you, if the beat is trash, people are not listening to it. They don't. So I think.
One other thing too is that some people get, I wouldn't say followers, but they get more outreach on a certain platform than the other.
Right.
So maybe you might see people jamming to the dance and all that, forgetting the lyrics or the language, but you might go to other platforms. People also prefer the language than the music. So it is a big world for you to actually try to
So it's sort of,
over.
it's more like twisted. We can't pick a side at this very point. All right, fine. It's okay. So having established all of this, do you guys think that people now currently are using, the entertainment industry to hide sneaky things, okay, behind closed doors like drugs, prostitution, human trafficking, etc., etc.?
The artist, she has more serious.
No. This is so. Do you know there's this trend going on that the entertainment industry is kind of like a dirty game, just like politics. People equate politics with entertainment. Do you get? People lose their life as a result of this music trend. People have died. We heard about the recent Mohbad case that happened. Currently, the case don't die. He don't die. The matter
maybe you thought he's dead.
The matter is not. It's not trending anymore.
You said something. Behind the screens, there are probably drugs and prostitutions that happen. There are a lot of people who pull the strings beyond what we see on television or what we hear on radio and all that.
Yeah.
Let me just use one example. I'm not being specific.
All right.
There are 2 American artists that I know big time that have certain alcoholic beverages that they promote.
Right.
Now, when you go to a pub, there are certain pubs that they don't even check your age, they don't check anything. They will allow you in. She spoke about dressing.
Right.
If you're on point, who cares about your ID? Those same people will go to parties where they use drugs or things that are not allowed.
Right.
One thing too is because sometimes it matches their personality, because what they say in their songs and what they do, they go together.
So they are not even sanctioned, even when they do it.
There are certain legal, I won't say legal system, but there are certain ways they can maneuver around it. So they have a legal team. So definitely they know when we get called with 10 kilos of this and that, we can just do this and circumvent some of these things. So it is true that there are things behind the scene that I don't think we can refute.
So do you buy this? Do you buy what he's saying?
It's a dirty word.
It's a dirty word, right?
Mama.
If you want to stay on the straight line, you might probably still be doing mark time.
Have you heard any experience or seen anything like that yet lately? I mean, something regarding Damn it!
Or you asked me earlier to be specific when I spoke about motivation.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see. I need stories. I gave you guys, the trend that happened recently. He's saying that it's not dead, but the reason I said is sort of not trendy anymore is because I'm not hearing anything regarding it.
Sometimes we need the noise to calm down for people to actually take action.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to talk about the problem we females
have
in the industry. The first problem of females is prostitution.
Yeah.
I will not be going like no. Let's be honest.
So the female prostitutes themselves, or they are being led to prostitution.
Yes.
By the record
Sometimes they
label.
are forced because you meet the producer and you say, if you don't bend down, my sister, you're not going anywhere.
Damn.
So do you want to go somewhere or you want to stay there? So you choose. It's your choice.
And at some point, they don't have a choice to this.
At some point, you don't have a choice.
Let's not just put the producers in as the bad.
No.
I don't understand.
Is it because you are producer?
No, you see, I understand her point.
Right.
There are also situations where some people, even before the person even asks, because they've heard stories, they've probably experienced, others have experienced and they've told them.
Yes.
They are already mindset ready. So the producer doesn't even need to even ask. Or make a gesture.
Yeah.
That's the point I want to see. So I'm not like I'm going to refute.
So even the female self, they even push themselves.
Yes.
Out of desperation.
Sometimes you are so. It's not.
Like I said, it's like a trend. They understand it to be a system.
No, something triggered it. No. You don't tell me they understand it to be a system. No, that's very wrong. Because what you're trying to tell me is
go to college.
Yeah.
You have to have your degree,
right?
Yes.
You know that it has to be like that.
No.
No, she's making a point.
Okay, wait. Okay, continue. Let me get you.
You know that you have to have your degree before
Yes.
going to college.
Right?
It's the same thing here. You heard that you have to bend down before making
Yes.
it. So why would you sit and ask, is it true that I have to bend before going, like my friend?
I don't think, well, some people can go to the extreme of even telling you directly that is how it's supposed to be
Yes.
done. But others, normally they will play the gimmicks.
Okay, so then why do they come as record label? I want to sign you then. If this is what it is, then
No,
why?
they are not all like that.
Yes.
Okay, just few of
Don't
them.
get me wrong.
So if we generalize, then it's stereotyping. Yeah, I
no,
get
no,
you.
no. I am not saying they are all the same
Yeah, I understand.
at all. But most of them.
But I think there's an awakening now. People are becoming more conscious of such activities. So I wouldn't say it has reduced or it has increased, but I know because people are much more aware,
Right.
they may find other alternative sources. Like some musicians, artists promote their own songs, especially with social. If you have a community manager, I think you can do most on social media before talking about airplay and the rest. So I think.
And even we are focusing even on the female. How about the male? Some of them are being led to, things like
prostitution.
Yeah. Do you understand? It's more like a vice versa kind of thing. So the female are being led to prostitution. Then the male are being compelled to, drug kind of trafficking
only
or
drugs.
drug businesses.
Not only drugs.
Are they other things?
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think prostitution is more about the male.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Sure.
I am 100%.
Prostitution is what
Serious.
how are they going to do it? I don't
They
understand.
organize
You mean
same-sex parties and obscure activities.
damn? Are you serious?
Oh, but
Oh, man,
it's very true. I just want to mention some cases because I wouldn't want it to look like I'm putting an attack on the Western world, but I think it's more prominent there because they accept certain ways of life than we would accept. That is why. Maybe our way of doing the prostitution may be different. Imagine if the CEO or the executive producer of a record label is female and I mean, we have fresh artists, looking nice and all that.
Right.
You're on point. Such a person would want you to, excuse me to use the word, service her, I mean, whatever way it is,
Right.
in exchange for bigger platform, like
Right.
performing maybe at the BET, getting awards, going on tour and all that. Sometimes it's not just the females.
Okay,
The
so
males
Sandra,
also
do you think that this thing we just talked about is a reason why there is that projection? People have to sort of ladies have to reveal themselves in their music videos so they sell. Is that a reason why?
No.
You know
Not
such
every-
videos trend though.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the ones
She
that
I
said
know,
something
even
earlier
me
that sex
myself, I
sells.
would, yeah.
Yeah,
Sex
she said it.
sells. I am sorry that it's sad, but it's true. Sex sells.
in music.
In music, in cinema, in like,
Yeah.
in
If it's
everywhere.
entertainment.
So once there's a sexual scene in the video you're doing.
people are more attracted.
Damn! Human beings, we've all turned to poverty. The matter is becoming so serious. So that should probably be the reason why our African cultures are being affected. This sex sales thing you just said is as a result of westernization, Western music. Permit me to say,
I think 80%.
No, it's a
80%
human,
maybe.
like we are all human.
80%.
80%. I'm saying 80% before inherently. Let me just put a context. A man is more pleasing to look a woman naked.
Where did that idea come from?
No, we are all women.
It
Why
is
do you
inward.
think, like, what?
In terms of music, and I'm not an artist anyways, but if you want to sell your music, sometimes you are compelled to do certain things. Maybe from the starting point, you would. You get to some point where you maybe decide not to do again. Others too, from the beginning, they don't want to do. But when it gets to a certain point, I mean, we are all humans. We get compelled beyond our limits
Yeah.
sometimes.
Right. So
But
even
the point is that when you continue to do it, people become used to it. So it's no more about you selling the sex on the
No.
music, in the movies, but it's people becoming adjusted to it that they don't see anything wrong with it anymore. I don't know if you get the idea.
because the trend has already been promoted.
there.
It's been promoted. So that means that it's not. Are you saying that it's as a result of the sex sales thing? I'm sorry, is that the pronunciation?
I think-
That is that the reason why people now display themselves? in front of cameras. Do you understand my question? Like
Yes, yes, I would say yes. Because
so the idea has already been projected. So when a lady is coming to sort of sell her music in her video, she already has the idea that okay, she has to display some part of her body to sell.
Yes.
And me as okay.
An audience or viewer. I don't know.
Yes, and me as an audience have to buy it because you the artist already knows that that's what I want to see.
Imagine it's you've already paid tickets. You don't say you're going back because you don't like to see somebody.
You've got to be kidding me.
You would be there. I'm not in any way saying it is the right thing to do.
Right.
I said earlier, if you want to come back to the right standards, if I may use the word, it is going to take longer than that.
All right, guys. So finally, let me ask you guys one more question before we wrap up the show. What do you think are measures that we can take to bring our African culture back? Is it redeemable? In fact, that's the word to use.
I don't think it's ever too late. I don't think it's ever too
At this
late.
point?
Yes.
We are in the 21st century, by the way.
It's a long way.
So what measures will you, okay, since I'm coming from the musical perspective, okay, what measures would you kind of project out there people should kind of take, you know, with regards to our African music?
I've been thinking about this for the past forever. Because I say, I can never sing more than Beyonce.
Right.
But Beyonce will never be singing Evalu more than me.
Right.
That cannot happen.
Right. The culture is different. And
before getting to that stage, like, it's a long way to go. I don't know how we can even get there. I don't know where to start from.
Do you think the media houses have they have a whole lot to play? Like their part is broad. I'm attacking these people. I'm supposed to have attacked these people. Like, do you? Since I
yes. You guys should.
Do you get, like, I want to understand, why is it, like, okay, we said stuff about sanction. There was a show I had recently where we talked about sanctions to some projections on air. You said yes, they should be, what's it called, agencies that should place sanctions, okay, or sanction restrictions to some musical videos. But even when the agencies don't do this, I heard recently it's been implemented in Togo, though. I don't know how effective that is.
I think it's more on content, the language, I think.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, right?
Won't work.
Now, for the media house, because I don't understand it. You see a content. Do you know that these days African parents, they don't like kids, they don't want kids to watch music anymore?
Yes.
So I don't understand.
But you will see them be saying
like saying the same thing.
Oh my
So
God.
now I'm asking
Where
the
did
media
this
house
come from?
Exactly, the media. No, I think the media house has a whole lot. They have serious parts to do with it.
No, I don't think so. Honestly,
I'm just actually waiting for a question.
So the question is this: why is it that the media house cannot put sanction to some this display of body parts, vulgar languages? Like, why is it that you will still buy it, you will still play it? Is it because of the money, or you want to sell your media outlet, like you want to sell your name? Let it be that you had a contract to promote a certain song of a certain artist, project some.
What I can tell you is that there are limitations to what a person can do.
Right.
Whatever you are talking about, the content came from somewhere.
Right.
Imagine that person removed 2% of the nudity. The producer removed 2% of the nudity. The artist removed 2% of the nudity. The production house removed 2%.
Everything is gone.
So it is, I said earlier, everybody has a part to play in the blame or the negative influence. We are just a mirror through which you see what has been done by someone.
Yeah.
But they should be sanctioned.
I understand. Imagine, give an example about somebody going behind and doing something. Not everyone has that moral capacity or that moral obligation to do certain things. We are in the media house. I don't own any part of the media house. I have a specific job. Imagine I'm looking for content. At a certain point, I would also play some content until, like I said, I reach a stage where if I say no, it counts. So all I can say is that everybody has a small part to play. We have to begin from the source.
Okay.
You, the artist yourself, not any offense to you, have
ahead.
to think about limiting a little bit of that.
The vocal languages and body displays.
Whether
and all.
it's how you dress. Sometimes people even, I won't say abuse food, but they deal with alcohol and food and all that inside. Somebody will see a particular alcohol brand and want to go and buy it.
Right.
So the language, the content itself in general, the dressing, the kind of, even the music style itself too.
Okay.
So all those things, if we are able to remove small percentages out of the violence, the nudity and all those inside, before it gets to us, it's a little bit saturated, down. Then we can also, at some point, sometimes we bless certain part of music, we cut certain sections of the videos out.
Okay.
So we also try to do
So the
our
media
part.
house are actually working.
We are doing ours.
So do you think it's possible for you as an artist or the artist out there or the entertainment house to cut down on their nudity display, vocal languages? Do you think it's ever possible?
It's possible, but we're gonna be starving.
Right. Okay. So that's the only way you feed. Is that your point?
It's the only way they want to be fed.
They want to be fed.
Sorry.
I think they would appeal more to certain audience or the people who are putting them on screen if they do certain things. That is why I said the artist, the producer,
They all
the
have a part
production
to
house
play.
and all.
And that's why I'm asking Senza right now.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's almost impossible for you to cut that at this very point in time.
It's gonna be very, very, very
Difficult. Right. But it's possible though.
It is possible.
All right.
It is possible.
Okay. All right, people. So we've come to the end of today's show. The take home for this whole very topic, I want to cut it out from your last statement. All parts, all part of entertainment, we all have a special part to actually play, in this effect of Western music to what's it called, African music or African trend. There's nothing wrong with where you are coming from. As an African person that you are, how about you project your own? You people talk about what's it called, as an African person, you should be this, you should be that, you should uphold your culture. You upholding your culture, does it include you display your body parts in front of camera? I don't understand. Please, I'm begging you people in the name of God. Okay, we're trying to project this here, guys, but it's possible to actually cut scenery so that kids of tomorrow can actually watch, okay, and get, educative content from music videos and even the television houses that do air them. It's possible. All right, it's very possible. Thank you guys so very much for following us for today's show. Thank you very much, Senza, for joining us.
It was a pleasure.
I'm going to pull you again. Okay, you will still come back again. Definitely, she's coming back, guys. Then thank you so very much, Mr. Jerry, for joining us. We're very grateful. Thank you, people. Don't forget to follow the Lifestyle Show playlist on New What TV. Like and subscribe as well as share. Until we come your way next time, stay blessed, stay safe. Plenty love from me to you. Bye-bye.